post the event. Now, taking the event ahead, I'm very happy to invite our next speaker, who's one of the most dynamic and inspiring IAS officers from the government of Madhya Pradesh, Mr. P. Narhari, who's currently serving in the capacity of Commissioner, Department of Technical Education, Government of Madhya Pradesh. In past, he has served to various departments of GOMP, including the Public Relations Department, Urban Development Department, apart from being the DM and collector of several districts across Madhya Pradesh. Better India organization recognized Sri Narhari as one of the most 10 most inspiring IAS officers in 2017. He's also a writer, sir, and he has also written two books, Who Owns Mahu and The Making of Ladli Lakshmi Yojana. The latter, as we all know, was an initiative of GOMP which was later scaled up across the country from the Beti Bachao and Beti Padhao Abhiyan. So, with great respect, I welcome you, Narhari sir, for making your address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much to CII for organizing this wonderful event and giving me an opportunity to express my views on skilling for the new normal. Prime Minister Narendra Modi gave a clarion call to make India self-reliant. He announced the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan to propel the country on the path of self-sustenance. With the twin objective of reviving different spheres of economy in the short term and insulating India from any future global economic downturn in the long run, the Abhiyan seeks to build capacities across sectors and promote local products. At the same time, Atmanirbhar Bharat is not meant to promote protectionism or isolationism by erecting trade barriers. Rather, it seeks to make the robust in the long run by scaling up manufacturing, accelerating infrastructure development, attracting investments, and promoting a consumption-led growth. Upskilling is the order of the day, whether it's because your industry has been affected, you have been asked to leave, or simply just considering a change. And the new normal means certain skills will be highly sought in the post-COVID-19 world, given that many of our usual ways of living have changed. Employees all over the world are compelled to adjust to digital infrastructure and work remotely. This requires acquiring new skills, not just technical, but also soft skills to make a smooth transition into the new way of working. According to the UN, the pandemic and lockdown measures have led to the worldwide closure of technical and vocational education and training institutions, threatening the country of skill development. It is estimated that nearly 70% of the world's learners are affected by school closures across education levels. TVET institutions play an important role in equipping the youth with the skills for employment, including those needed for self-employment. They also help in upgrading or reskilling low-skilled youth. The merger of vocational education with mainstream education in National Education Policy 2020 will result in graduates possessing requisite skills as per the industry requirements. Much before the current pandemic, the fourth industrial revolution triggered a paradigm shift change with digital technology driving the job market. Remote working with increasing adoption of digital technology might continue to be the modus operandi for the foreseeable future. In Atmanirbhar Madhya Pradesh program, the Department of Technical Education and Skill Development is focusing more on employment in the current scenario, which will further accelerate the demand for a skilled workforce. Government of MP has developed Rozgar Setu to alleviate the hardships of migrant laborers by ensuring the availability of jobs to them. Imparting skills to meet the demands of post-pandemic ways of working will be crucial to building a self-reliant operating model in the state. Even before the current crisis, the evolving technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc. disrupted the nature of jobs and the skills required to do them. The COVID-19 pandemic has made this question more imperative. This dynamic is more about than just remote working to digitalization of processes. It is about how professionals can upskill themselves and universities can reimagine themselves to prepare students for Industry 4.0 revolution. The learning industry itself is at the cusp of transformation, catering to two large demographics, the future workforce as well as the existing workforce. This transformation is attributed to Industry 4.0 revolution and its emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, robotics, augmented reality, virtual reality, cyber security, and many more. This transitioning phase requires a robust foundation of an aligned learning ecosystem to foster new age skills and an everyday innovation mindset. However, the present evaluation of workforce reveals a differing scenario. 95% of engineers in the country were not fit for software development jobs. Average trainable, employable percentage gap in engineers for new age IT skills is just 7.4%. 78% of fresh hires in the IT sector need training input to become employable. 40% of 16 million IT employees need reskilling over the next 5 years due to rapidly changing technologies and job roles. There are four ways to bridge the skill gap in India, as far as I understand. Number one, industry academia affiliation. To stay ahead in the ever-changing, globally competitive market, universities cannot work in silos. They must become more open, collaborative, structured, and strategic in their approach. The National Education Policy 2020 aims for creation of multidisciplinary institutions that offers undergraduate and graduate programs with high quality teaching, research, and community engagement. This calls for collaborating with the industry to create curriculum that will be required to develop contextual learning in the form of business problems, case studies, simulated project tools, and infrastructure for hands-on learning and mentoring. Second, adding context in learning. In today's information-driven era, content is something that is easily accessible online on platforms like Swayam, Diksha in Indian, and Coursera, edX in global context. We need to transition our learning models from a conceptual model into a contextual model, as the relevant skills and employability framework has changed as per the industry needs of today. With the condensing attention span of students, contextual understanding seems more interesting and easier to retain, enhancing real-time learning and improving the prospects of employment. Third, personalized adaptive learning. As the course of learning is varying with technological disruption, it is important to modify the learning methods too. Therefore, personalized adaptive learning is the need of the hour. It allows learners to choose what and at what place. It also enables the remediation of students and continuous recalibration of learning. Fourth, first day in office. Industry 4.0 is no more looking for pure engineering or management degrees or diplomas. Industry of today needs domain professionals who are billable from day one. This calls for rigorous conceptual and contextual based learning, and it's time to run integrated dual degree with industry credentials such as STEM Masters. It is basically a departure from traditional learning models. The India Skills Report 2020 says that currently millennials constitute nearly 47% of the country's working population. This is likely to remain the largest chunk of the Indian workforce for the next 10 years. Another important issue that needs to be addressed by all stakeholders is ensuring equitable employment through higher participation of women in the workforce. Under Atmanirbhar Madhya Pradesh program, Department of Technical Education and Skill Development is initiating the round-the-year campaign to motivate the girl students for opting science stream in secondary education, followed by engineering degree or diploma programs. In the backdrop of the call for Atmanirbhar Bharat by Honorable Prime Minister of India, there have been some reassuring developments with an accent on local for vocal. The development of low-cost ventilator Pranavayu by IIT Roorkee, the products developed by startups in Karnataka to tackle COVID-19 are just a few examples of the capability of Indian scientists, IT professionals, and technocrats. In the wake of COVID-19 global pandemic, we need to move ahead with innovative methods, especially in the industrial sector. There is a need for a big change in terms of the overall mindset and approach towards doing business, as we need to give more importance to use of digital technology and promote research in big way in our schools and colleges. In an endeavor to improve the information flow and bridge the demand-supply gap in the skilled workforce market, the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship has recently launched Atmanirbhar Skilled Employer Mapping portal to help skilled people find sustainable livelihood opportunities. Apart from recruiting a skilled workforce that spurs business competitiveness and economic growth, the artificial intelligence-based platform has been envisioned to strengthen their career pathways by handholding them through their journeys to attain industry-relevant skills and explore emerging opportunities, especially in the post-COVID-19 era. We plan to further simplify the apprenticeship, which is the on-the-job model of skill training for engineering graduates and diploma holders, so that industries do not hesitate in absorbing apprentices, and they do so enthusiastically. Very soon, suggestions from the industry will be invited to strengthen the apprenticeship in the state's engineering and polytechnic colleges so as to make it a regular feature of curriculum. Further, industries in the state need to expand their operations from big cities to small districts and villages and invest in upskilling and reskilling the youth across rural Madhya Pradesh, which will enable the state government to achieve the goals laid down in Atmanirbhar Madhya Pradesh Abhiyan 2023, launched by Honorable Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh. Private sector will be encouraged to come forward and impart training to students studying in technical institutions and focus on being vocal for local product and services, empowering youth to drive local economic growth. Skilling, upskilling, and reskilling of the state's workforce will play a crucial role in the success of government's vision of Atmanirbhar Madhya Pradesh. To summarize, Atmanirbhar Madhya Pradesh requires a well-developed ecosystem for skill development, equal participation, and collaboration from private and public stakeholders with technical institutions, and the present skill development scenario offering a testing ground for public-private partnerships in providing training and ensuring the employability of the engineering and diploma graduates. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving this opportunity to express my views. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. You rightly touched upon some of the pedagogical changes which are required in the training delivery and which have also been spoken about in the new education policy. And also, it was wonderful to note the innovative steps which are planned to be taken in the state of Madhya Pradesh to achieve the final goal of Atmanirbhar Madhya Pradesh through the important pillars of education, skilling, reskilling, and upskilling. So thank you so much, sir, for taking us through that. Now I would like to invite our final speaker.